Meeting, Tuesday, January 16, 2024, and the time is 2:34 p.m. James, can you, do the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, James. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kathleen Delastaros.
Present.
Commissioner Francine Goodwin.
Present.
Commissioner Yuri Anderson.
Present.
Okay, that concludes the roll call.
Okay, do we have any comments from the public? Is there anybody on the Zoom? No? Okay, so I guess we'll move on unless somebody dials in or comes in. We're gonna go to number 4 on the agenda, the approval of the minutes of the personnel meeting held on September 18, 2023. Do I have a motion for that?
Move approval.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Yuri and then a second by Commissioner Goodwin.
Okay, the roll call vote, Kathleen Delastaros.
Yes.
Francine Goodwin,
Yes.
Yuri Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to agenda item number 5, information. We'll start with letter A, HR report.
Yes, good afternoon, commissioners. I just want to kind of bring to light for the HR report for the month of January, as I mentioned during last month, we're kind of refocusing our focus on safety overall within the agency and also training. That's kind of been our kind of main area that we want to focus on due to the increased number of claims that we've been getting from workers' comp. So on the report itself, we've been highlighting some things that we've been working on with our vendors, which is Paylocity and also the American Red Cross. We do have the upcoming OSHA training that has been launched successfully through Paylocity. And so we've been kind of monitoring that and watching, making sure that the employees are completing those videos. The videos kind of range from about 5 to 35 minutes, but it does cover the wide range of topics that are required by Cal OSHA, just to stay in compliance, but also to give everyone a refresher course as far as safety goes. The safety videos consist of like how to use a step ladder correctly to emergency response team and how to respond to things like that in that nature. The second portion of that is the CPR first aid. I know that the agency had in a few years back had live training and they haven't had that ever since due to COVID. So we are going to have that in February 21st. We do have American Red Cross coming in with 4 instructors to kind of give some training to 40 employees that we have kind of set up for that. So communication has been sent to the team for that. The course does cover the 2-year requirement and then we certify again. So we'll keep track on the certifications for that one. Then we also have the California harassment training. That's requirement through California for employees. It's 1 year. For supervisors and managers, it is 2. So that has also been successfully launched. And then also the conflict of interest forms renewals also has been sent out to all employees within the agency. This is to make sure that we are continuing to keep up to date with any relationships that have been built with either voucher holders, anyone else that we work closely related to, but also making sure that we are transparent across the agency as a whole.
1 second, James.
Yeah.
Hey, Gavin, on your agenda.
Fixing it.
Yeah, because we just got 2 of the HCV reports. All right, thank you.
And then, and we continue going forward, recruitment. So as you guys can tell on the recruitment, we have about 5 vacancies open right now. We have the Director of Housing Programs, which gladly we did select a candidate that we just interviewed recently. Their start date is hopefully starting in February 5th of next month. We do have the most recent one is the Director of Housing Management. Still looking for the Housing Program Supervisor, Housing Development Project Manager, and then also the Housing Development Analyst. New arrivals or lateral transfers. Delana was also an accountant too. She was given the position as a contracts procurement manager as she was interim during one of the managers' leave of absence. So right now we have two of the procurement and contracts manager positions right now. As far as departed employees, Jose Acosta, which is our Director of Housing Management, and Carol Vargas, which is our Property Management Specialist, have both left the company. Temporary employees, just like last month, it is Brian Ibarra, which is just one. Workplace safety issues, 0 claims so far, which is a good thing. We'll continue keeping an eye on that. We are in the early parts of January. And then everything as far as employee relations claims, 0 as of right now. That concludes my report for the HR, unless there's any questions from the commissioners.
Any questions from Commissioner Goodwin or Commissioner Anderson? Okay. So we will move on now to 5B Housing Programs Report.
Hello, good afternoon. So the HCV updates, we have spent 5.2 million in HAP contract for the month of December, 104,000 in HAP for mainstream, and 579,000 in HAP for the EHV program. We had 4 terminations for the month of December. 14 voids for the 5/8, 336 annual recertifications, 359 interim certifications, 42 expired vouchers, 9 unit change, 6 FSS enrollments, and 13 requests for tenancy approvals pending leases. In the month of December, there was 36 voucher holders searching for housing. For just for all the programs, excluding the EHV, and we only had 30 voucher holders searching in the EHV program. There was 20 HQS inspections done in the month of December. 19 of those inspections were reported to PIC. There was 9 units under 0 HAP for the month of December, and there was 0 units under abatement. For the project-based program, we have 684 vouchers. For the Housing Choice Voucher Program waiting list, we still have 228 applicants on the waiting list. 867 have been removed, 325 have been housed, and 468 in the process. For the month of December, we issued 218 vouchers and we leased 101. The emergency housing voucher program closed in 2023 at 270 the applicants housed. We have 107 remaining that are out there that are searching. For the foster youth, we have 5 referrals that are being processed, 2 have been leased. For the FSS program, we have 103 participants with 43 families escrowing. And I believe that's it for the report.
Are there any questions from either commissioners? Or is it Myra? Diane and Mike, okay. Any questions?
Any questions?
No. I don't have a question, but I think they've left the meeting. DSA USA asked in the chat if there was public comment on reports before. So
Oh, they wanted public comments?
yeah, they were asking if there's public comment on reports,
Okay.
but that person left.
No. No? Okay.
And then I just wanted to say for the verbal record, I've turned my video off just because I was having some bandwidth issues during this report. So to make sure I can hear what's being said.
That's fine, that's fine, Commissioner Anderson. Gabriella, can you just put on the chat that, if they want to, if the person comes back on, if they could, we'll try to, notice if they're adding, if they wanna come back on and we could allow them.
The individual left the meeting. They had a username of DSA USA.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Anderson.
One comment, ladies. Well, you said in December there were 36 voucher holders. It should have been like 200 or something. Did y'all just do just for December? Cause you know, it's the cumulative total for the year, so.
You know what, I'm gonna have to go and revise that, cause I know this month, Giovanna assisted with the report, so I think she might have just pulled like some active residence reports for the month of December only.
Yeah, cause it's supposed to be like 200 or some 300.
Yeah, we had about.
Actually, Chair, I do have a quick question.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
And it's another classic Yuri question. This is just my second meeting, and so I'm trying to understand how this housing programs report connects to the topic of the personnel committee specifically. Or is it programs and personnel, or is it just kind of we get a general update just so we have it?
I think it's so we could obtain all the information, because the next meeting that's scheduled today, right, later today, that one is finance.
Mhm.
So this area comes under personnel because we're getting information. And it's, things that are going on within the agency where it's not covered in finance, but it's covered under the personnel.
Okay, so just general information. Got it. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, no problem. Okay, so, now we'll go to, agenda number 6. We're gonna be going into closed session. And we will be meeting regarding, under the letter A, Government Code Section 54597. And I believe that's it. So we'll go ahead and, the commissioners we will all stay on. And, did that DSA come back on?
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Move on right now.
The
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take the question from the chat before we go into closed session.
Yes, so co-chair for CSA Center for Social America.
Oh, go ahead, you could go ahead and comment. How many minutes did they? 3, yeah, you're allowed 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, now we can. We couldn't hear you before.
Oh, can you still hear me? Sorry, my connection is.
Yes.
Okay, so my questions were regards to the reports. One was, what is Housing Authority's turnover rate for leadership role and department roles? My second question was with regards to the emergency housing vouchers. Did we start with 270, or is that what we ended up with, actually the vouchers for those emergency vouchers, or did we start with several more and we weren't able to maintain the remaining? Because I know at the end of December we were going to lose some if we couldn't, and so I'm not sure if 270 was our originally start number. And then for the 19 that ported out, was there any particular reason why they were ported out? Was it not being able to find housing in the Monterey County? Was it anything else? Was there any indication on what the port was, or are we collecting that information? And my last question is with regards to the closed session item. Per Brown Act, you have to describe what the closed session is. So is this closed session have to do with an employee? Does this closed session have to do with a possible litigation. It doesn't have to be specific on what it is, but it does have to have what you are meeting for in closed session. So it could be anything. It could be a number, a code number that is used for the closed session, but it has to have a description on what you're closing. So we'd like to know that. And I yield the rest of my time.
Okay, ma'am, can I get your name if possible? And
Yes,
how-
again, my name is Carla Lobo.
Okay, Carla, so the area regarding on the closed session, I'm gonna answer that first. And I'm Commissioner Ballesteros, that's speaking. It's listed Government Code Section 54597. This section permits closed session discussions of certain matters relating to public employment, including personnel matters, evaluations, and disciplinary actions.
Yes, that's the code, but you have to have a description. So are you meeting for is it an employee discipline? Is it litigation? It doesn't have to tell the personal information, but there has to be a description. The
Yes.
code is always added there so that folks know what the closed session is for, but you are required to tell the public what you're meeting for within those items, whether it's an employee discipline, whether it is litigation or any other that is correlated to that code. The code just identifies the public what the closed session is for, but you actually have to put in the description what you're meeting for out of those items.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, for the closed session item, we always just put the government code, but we will check with our attorneys to make sure that we're listening properly. But as for this meeting, we are, meeting about personnel matters that relate directly to this code. So I hope that answers your question on that. And then on the other items, we normally don't discuss those during the meeting, but we'll contact you with the answers to your questions if you just give us your name and contact information so that we can send you a response.
Sounds good. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat box, my contact information, so that you can send that via email with regards to, I guess, the policy on the questions that I had and the closed session description.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we are gonna go into closed session. The time is 2:52.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, we have nothing to report coming out of closed session, so we're going back into, public session. So we're gonna go to agenda item number 7, commissioner comments, and I'll begin with, Commissioner Anderson.
I don't have any specific comments today. Thank you for the reports.
Okay, Commissioner Goodwin.
Thank you for hearing me and thank you for an informative meeting. Thank you.
Okay, and I just want to say thank you to all the staff for all the reports and all the information for this meeting. And so we'll adjourn at 3:04 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.